Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by the Family Forest Carbon Program, where we help family forest owners get paid to improve the health of their woods. Well, the cost of this year's July 4th cookout will be about the same as last year, when shoppers saw a record high cost.
As Americans all across the country are gearing up to celebrate Independence Day, families planning a cookout celebration should plan to spend about the same as they did last year. Samantha Ayub, an associate economist for the American Farm Bureau Federation, says the group's volunteer shopper survey found almost no change from last year's results.
This year's summer cookout finds that a July 4th meal, it'll run you about $70.92 or $7.09 a person. This is the second highest price we've seen since we started the survey, but it is down about 30 cents from last year, which has really slowed down from those huge spikes of inflation we were seeing the last few years.
She said some of the biggest price swings this year come from protein.
So for 2 pounds of ground beef this year, it'll run you about $13, which is up 4.5% from last year. But our largest decrease was actually in pork chops, with an 8.8% decrease to $14.13. So pork chops are really looking at a substitute for ground beef, whether they're on sale or also just increased supplies of hogs in the market.
Ayub says that we can celebrate America's independence this year in part because of the hard work of farmers and ranchers, but they are still waiting on a modernized 5-year farm bill. Chad Smith, Washington.
United States and China tensions and the resulting tariffs cost U.S. farmers $2 billion in lost exports this year. A new study from North Dakota State University's Center for Agricultural Policy and Trade Studies says the lost sales to China far surpass modest gains elsewhere. Well, the extreme heat wave across the nation means not just raised temperatures, but raised concerns about crop and livestock conditions as well.
Extreme heat and potential ag impacts. USDA meteorologist Brad Rippey provides a summary, starting with livestock.
Sometimes they come with some expense to the cattle. They are not quite acclimated to the heat at this point. Some animals may still have a portion of their winter coat, and with that lack of cooling ability, that can create a very stressful situation.
Compounded by extreme humidity and overnight low temperatures in the upper 70s and 80s.
The nighttime cooling or lack thereof is creating quite a stressful situation for livestock, and we'll have to continue to monitor the animals as we move into the end of June and into July, as this heat wave looks like it will continue across many parts of the country.
For crops, corn and soybeans especially, they remain safe as they have not reached the reproductive stage of development. However,
we'll continue to watch this heat as it becomes more potentially critical for corn and soybeans moving into July.
I'm Rod Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
A USDA report says May egg output dropped year over year, as did the number of total egg layers in the U.S. Production fell to 8.59 billion eggs last month, down 6% year over year. About 7.3 billion were table eggs, 1.29 billion were hatching eggs. The USDA also said the number of egg layers in the U.S. on June 1 totaled 350 million, a 6% drop from the same date last year. The rate of production averaged 79 eggs per 100 layers, a slight decrease from June 2024. And there is still time to apply for the Beginning Farmer Institute from the National Farmers Union. The registration deadline has been extended to July 15th. The markets, we'll have those coming up next.
Nearly 90% of farmers say that financial worries, constantly changing market conditions, and other uncontrollable variables take a toll on their mental well-being. Add in the weather and family dynamics, well, it's a lot to handle alone. You know, farmers and their families can receive free confidential services from licensed professionals. Support is available 24/7 to help with the challenges you face. Look for Farm Family Wellness Alliance under the Resources tab at farmfoundation.org. Take care of yourself. Your well-being matters.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
The market's brought to you by Seed Consultants, simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com. At the Board of Trade, July corn $4.10 down 6. December corn $4.22 down 6.5. July beans $10.25 down 21.5. November beans $10.18 down 18.5. July wheat $5.28 down 7.5. At the Mercantile Exchange, June cattle $221.60 unchanged. July hogs $112.82 up 60 cents. September feeder cattle $302.60 up 15 cents. This is the Ohio AgNet.